Back again for another interview here for the Oceanic Challenge League Stage 3. As we head into Play Day 4, we are joined by ChefJeff of Packwatch, LFO, and Logiik from the Big Dogz. Now, gentlemen, we're hitting that halfway point of this stage. It's always an interesting point to take note of things. It seems like the growing pains are sort of working themselves out at this stage. In your minds, we'll go Jeff, then Logiik. Who are the top three contenders going into the end of the stage?
No, I think they're already at the top of the leaderboard, are they not? Fury, Kraken, and F5.
I gotta agree.
Okay.
I think Fury, Kraken, Furious 5. Top three contenders so far.
I think for second 5 are looking the strongest that they have over all three splits, which is... they put in the work. They deserve it.
Yeah. Okay. Chef, with the roster change that has recently happened with the introduction of Jappa, your team's still looking pretty good on paper and everything, but the performance overall so far has seen a bit of a shaky kind of end of it. What are your thoughts on the reason behind it? Is it more so just the chemistry not there yet, or is it maybe something like the commitment issues, or maybe it's just once again kind of revisiting the whole kind of talk from back in week 1 about the growing pains?
Well, we've played 3 OCL games and we've had 3 different 5-men, and our fifth has always been different every week, and the consistency issues, the availability, and just working through everything kind of does become an issue, and it doesn't help when some variables in the game and the pre-game prep don't quite go to plan, which is kind of on my behalf there. So we just kind of got to keep working through the issues, play to our strengths, and try and find wins where we can.
And Logiik, obviously, for you guys at the Big Dogz, it's almost the opposite. Things that have started to finally come together. You're starting to hit your stride in the competition. You've taken a couple of big wins. I mean, what's the general consensus inside the Big Dogz camp in terms of where you are at the moment and the improvements that are being made?
I think we're improving a lot. I think we've still got a lot to work on though. I mean, I think last weekend they just played awful. The other team didn't do anything special. They didn't try and contest. They didn't, take off the ground that we were giving them. They were just very lazy. They weren't droning properly, and it was kind of easy to just get rounds. I don't know. I think we are improving. I think there's a lot to improve on as well. And at the end of the day, the bottom 4 teams aren't bottom 4 because they versed the hardest teams so far. It's because they're not performing, they're not consistent, they're not droning, and it's, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's lazy prep work as well. They're not understanding that, Kraken are a Chalet team and they've been taken to Chalet every week. So, simple things like that where people don't understand, where to go and what to do is a bit. I guess it's not at the level that I guess we all want to be playing at yet. And for Big Dogz, I think we're understanding that every other team is working on certain things. We're working on certain things, and I think everybody has, area to improve and a criteria to work on, and we'll see what happens. I think we're feeling pretty strong, but at the same token, we're not looking down on anybody. We've still got Fury and Kraken, both games which are going to be extremely difficult, and we're really looking forward to. But we've done our prep work. Unluckily for us, and I'll be honest to you, Chef, we are pretty confident against you guys. We have done no prep work at all for a week. So for you guys, and we're pretty confident for Warriors as well. Been talking to Smacker, might whip out a cheeky knife fight here or there, but we I don't know. We're prepping for the big games, and the small games don't matter too much to us at the moment.
Strong words. Look, honestly, now looking into the matchup going into this week, which one is kind of the highlight match for you, gentlemen?
Don't even know what games are being played this week.
Well, for reference, okay. For reference, it's obviously, your team, so Packwatch versus Big Dogz, there's Fury versus Funky Monkeys, Zelios versus Warriors, and F5 versus Kraken.
Fury, Funky Monkeys, I think joining the roster from now will make them a bit of a dark horse in the remainder of the tournament.
Okay.
Fury are first place. I don't really care what they do this season, to be honest. Like, at the end of the day, Fury are stuck in Relos. They have nowhere to get knocked out, so I don't really care about any of their games. That doesn't really mean anything. So I'd probably say Furious and Kraken.
F5.
Yeah, I'd probably say that's the game to look out for. But even our game, I think, it means a lot. You know, if these boys want to make relegations, they have to come first place, which means they have to start winning games, including beating us. I believe that's it, right? They have to get first place. To
Well,
knock us out
actually,
fellows.
it's not entirely the truth, and I have to credit Ornami for this. He hit me up after I made that original post.
Yeah,
If Packwatch
definitely
finished
wasn't
second,
easier.
We have to
and
finish sixth.
if you guys finish
No.
fourth,
We have to be 2 places above you.
yeah. So if Big Dogs
It can be
finish
in any
fourth
place.
and Packwatch finish second, they knock you out of promotions.
Because
Ooh, that's interesting.
there are no other teams that are contesting relegations. So if we get 2 places
The
above,
Warriors are. The Warriors have to come
yeah,
first.
but Warriors like
Hey, come on, my boy Smacker over there.
yeah, your boy Smacker and his great mileage in the tournament thus far.
Nah, look,
I like that.
it's going to make the rest of the stage interesting. And speaking of the rest of the stage, so far we've seen, sort of 2 iterations of the competition. Which one of these would you guys agree with more? Are we heading into the Oceanic Chalet League for the rest of the tournament, or is it get a bounce back and we going back to Oregon Clubhouse League, do you reckon?
I think for Kraken, if teams are smart, it won't be Oceanic Chalet League, but if they want to leave it up on the board, that's their choice. I don't think it's going to be... Oh, I mean, it could be the Oregon Clubhouse League, but you can never really be too sure. There are a lot of maps starting with C in the map pool. Could be Chalet, could be Coastline, could be Club, you never know.
No.
I think I think our map pool is so small, it's kind of embarrassing to look at, to be honest. I mean, we're looking forward to Relos, but we have to keep our map pool so small anyway because, you don't want to give too much to Overt. They're a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Strange? I don't know. We showed Tuhan a clip the other day, and he wrote down how Havoc played on Cafe. Now, I don't know if that's just me, but that's kind of weird. And so we're trying to keep our map pool really small because we don't want to show too much because people have been really odd lately. And so I think we might try and keep it to the most default maps we can. I don't know. I think maybe a Clubhouse Oregon's the play here.
Maybe we need to change it to the Odd Challenger League, but thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. We look forward to seeing you both take to the field and play day 4. Best of luck!
Thank you.
Thank you.